Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Radha Madhava Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Radha Madhava Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivara Dhari Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivara Dhari Yashodanandana Brajajana Randana Yashodanandana Brajajana Randana Jamuna Tira Vanachari Jamuna Tira Vanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Radha Madhava Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Radha Madhava Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivara Dhari Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivara Dhari Yashodanandana Brajajana Randana Yashodanandana Brajajana Randana Jamuna Tira Vanachari Jamuna Tira Vanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Radha Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Radha Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jaya Radha Madhava Radha Madhava Radhe Jaya Radha Madhava Radha Madhava Radhe Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Prabhupada. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Prabhupada. Gaura Pimanande. Jayam Vishupad Paramahamsa Pri Vrajagasaja Stotra Satya Sri Srimad His Divine Grace Srila Boy Charan Naravinda Bhakti Vedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda Ki Skandi Biti Founder Acharyas Divine Grace Srila Prabhupada Ki Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur Ki Samavata Bhakta Vrinda Ki Harinam Sankirtan Ki Grantharaj Srimad Bhagavatam Ki Janitai Gaura Pimanande. All glories to the assembled devotees, all glories to the assembled devotees, all glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to Sri Guru and to Sri Gauranga, all glories to Srila Prabhupada. Om Agyanatimirandasya Gyananjana Shalakaya Chaksuranmilitam Jena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha Sri Chaitanya Manobhistam Stapitam Jena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadama Hyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Sri Guru Sri Juta Padakamalam Sri Gurun Vaishnavam Sya Sri Rupam Sagradatam Sahagana Ragunatan Vitam Tvam Sadivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Sri Vishakanditam Scha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpati Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostite Tapta Kancana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Rishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vansakalpa Tarubhyasya Kripa Sindhu Vyaivacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narotamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudirayet. Before reciting the Srimad Bhagavatam, which is a very means of conquest, Let us first offer our respectful obeisances unto Narayana, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, unto Narayana Rishi, the supermost human being, unto Mother Saraswati, the goddess of learning, and unto Srila Vyasadeva, the author. Nasta prayesha badreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Tamashloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naistiki. Before reciting, by regularly hearing the Srimad Bhagavatam and by rendering a service unto the pure devotee, all that is troublesome within the heart becomes destroyed or practically to nil, and loving devotional service unto the Supreme Lord, who is praised with transcendental songs, becomes established as an irrevocable fact. Idam Bhagavatam Nama Puranam Brahma Samhitam Utamashloka Charitam Chakara Bhagavan Rishi Nisreya Sayalokasya Dhanyam Swasayanam Mahat. This Srimad Bhagavatam, known as the Grantaraj, the king of all Vedic literatures, is the literary incarnation of God. It is compiled by the incarnation of God as Srila Vyasadeva. It is meant for the ultimate good of all people. It is all successful, all blissful, and all perfect. Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Sivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Sarabhyai Namaha. Om Sarabhyai Namaha. Om Sarabhyai Namaha. Mukam karoti vachalam pangom langayate girim yat kripa tamaham bande Sri Gurum Dinataranam. Yat kripa tamaham bande Sri Gurum Dinataranam. Hare Krishna. Welcome to our morning Bhagavatam. Today is a very special day, as we were reading from the Vaishnava calendar. And let's see, yes. So today, in our Vaishnava calendar, it is, of course, Gundicha Marjana, very important pastime performed by Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, which takes place every year, the day before Rath Yatra festival. And it is also the disappearance of two important personalities, one being Sri Gadadhar Pandit, one of the close associates of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, one of the members of the Panchatattva, who is, we know actually in the Panchatattva, 5 personalities represent 3 tattvas, Panchatattva, 5 tattvas. 3 of them represent the Vishnu Tattva, beginning with Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who is none different than the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Lord Krishna. And the second personality being Nityananda Prabhu, who is representing Sri Balaram. And the third personality, Srila Advaita Acharya, who simultaneously represents Vishnu, Lord Vishnu, and Lord Shiva. And then Gadadhar Pandit is actually representing Shakti Tattva, the internal energy of the Lord. And the last member of the Panchatattva, Srivas Pandit, he's representing Jiva Tattva. So Vishnu Tattva, Shakti Tattva, and Jiva Tattva. So today is the disappearance of Sri Gadadhar Pandit, and also the disappearance of another important personality actually for all of us in the Krishna consciousness movement, and that is Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur, who is known as the pioneer for introducing and spreading Krishna consciousness in the Western world. And it just so happens that today we are also having the soft launching of a website that is directly connected with and promoting the fourth wave, or the fourth movement, or the fourth phase of the Sankirtan mission. This is something also significant because we are today being soft launching. We're just having what we call the home page for the website, and it's been in preparation for the last well, more than 1 month, but especially more intensively in the last 1 month. We have some very important quotations that are presented in this homepage, very methodically, historically, very authoritatively as well, establishing how Varnashrama Dharma, Varnashrama mission is an integral part of the overall mission of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. It is an integral part of the mission of Lord Krishna. Prabhupada explains in one place how the mission of Lord Krishna and the mission of Lord Chaitanya is the same mission. Bolo Krishna, Bhaja Krishna, Koro Krishna Shikha. It is based on the teachings of both Bhagavad Gita as it is, and of course the Srimad Bhagavatam. Dharma samstapanarthaya sambhavami yuge yuge. Paritranaya sadhanam vinashaya saduskritam dharma samstapanarthaya sambhavami yuge yuge. Lord Krishna explains in the 4th chapter of the Bhagavad Gita why he appears or descends in the material world to give pleasure and association to his devotees, to annihilate the miscreants, and to dharma samstapanarthaya, to be established the principles of dharma, the eternal principles of dharma that are especially very elaborately enunciated rather in the pages of the Srimad Bhagavatam. So Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur was very instrumental, as we know, in reviving the whole mission of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And he's one of the initial first acharyas, Vaishnava acharyas, who spoke about the need and the importance of Daiva Varnashrama. Daiva Varnashrama, which was that theme continued actually through his, we could say, foremost representative, his own son, Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, who also gave important references, explanations about the need and the importance of Varnashrama Dharma. And then our own founder, Acharya, the Divine Grace, Srila Prabhupada as well. So by the end of the day, before the sun sets here in India, we are launching this soft launching of the website. And I'm just giving the name here because we normally in our books see the word Varnashrama actually spelled in different ways, but the most common way that we spell Varnashrama is V-A-R-N-A S,
H,
not H, Varnas, R-A-M-A, Varnashrama. But in our, for different reasons, technical reasons, which we will not go into, but in our choosing the name for the website, we had to take into consideration various factors. So the spelling that we have in the title of our website does have an H. Yeah, for those who like H. And in one sense, it's correct because in Sanskrit or what is it? There's a slash on the S, which means sh. Yeah. So of course, because we cannot put slashes on the internet, so at least for choosing and identifying websites. So devotees can take a note of it. It is www.varnashrama, the last wave. And Varnashrama is spelled V-A-R-N-A-S-H. R-A-M, no A. Varnashram, no A. And it continues the last wave. The last wave.
Last wave or last hope?
Huh?
Last wave or the last hope?
It is the last wave, which means also the last hope of actually establishing on long term. Long term, of course, means in the context of Kali Yuga, as predicted. Gundicha Marjana. Our Pujari is walking away with a lot of brownish kind of color
Yeah.
for the water. I was wondering, wow. He has just completed Gunditsa Marjana. So yes, the last wave we'll be hearing, of course, the whole website is especially focused on highlighting this fourth, we could call it fourth dimension. Fourth dimension, fourth wave, fourth phase, fourth movement. Prabhupada actually called it, referred to different phases of the Krishna consciousness mission or the Krishna consciousness movement as movement. Specifically Sankirtan movement, temple worship movement, deity, spiritual initiation movement, and then classless society movement. So these four movements, the first one being Sankirtan movement, referring to the spreading of the holy name and also transcendental literatures. The holy name in books is part of the first phase or first wave called Sankirtan movement. And the second movement, Prabhupada called it the temple worship movement, establishing temples, installing deities, introducing the Arsha Vigraha form of the Lord in our temples. And the third wave, or the third movement, Srila Prabhupada called it spiritual initiation movement, where individuals who join the movement receive systematic training and education in the science and the philosophy of Krishna consciousness to the point of actually becoming eligible and qualified to receive Diksha or initiation, and in this way officially, formally become members of Krishna's eternal transcendental family of devotees. And the fourth movement, which is still eluding us, which is still not manifest, and that's the main reason we are introducing and promoting this particular website, is what Srila Prabhupada coined as classless society movement, which initially makes it a little perplexing or difficult or confusing for devotees. What is the meaning of classless society? So that will be explained nicely in this website. Classless society in Srila Prabhupada's understanding and vision refers to Daiva Varnashrama Dharma, where all the members, regardless of their social position in the Varnas or their spiritual position in the ashramas, are all on the same footing in terms of being servants of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna, and everyone cultivating the same consciousness, which means Krishna consciousness, everyone engaged in activities of bhakti or devotional service. This website will be gradually developed. It will gradually unfold, and many important aspects will be introduced. In particular, the need for establishing all over the world, as told to us, as instructed to us by Srila Prabhupada, establishing Varnashram colleges, which will actually give us the means by which we can understand more easily, more systematically, more scientifically the whole concept of Daiva Varnashrama Dharma. And of course, Gurukula, traditional system of education, we should actually clarify, it is, Gurukula is the traditional system of formal education. There is also, and we will learn through various articles that will be appearing, that there is also a traditional standard system of Vedic non-formal education. So these two levels of education are both standard Vedic education. One is formal or academic education that we find in the Gurukula system, and then there is non-formal education, which we find especially revealed in the pastimes of Krishna and Balaram in the small village of Vrindavan. So we won't elaborate on this and more than this morning. And we will, because actually the whole mission of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is, we know, part of the very important objective is to highlight the importance of the Srimad Bhagavatam. So we will be reading our regular Srimad Bhagavatam text for the day. We have been more recently starting chapter number 8 of the first canto, a chapter entitled Prayers by Queen Kunti. Yesterday we read text number 8, huh? Yes. So just to situate ourselves, this is after the Battle of Kurukshetra. All the members of the Pandavas and other relatives have gone to the Ganges to purify themselves, to offer Ganges water to the departed souls. And Lord Krishna caused 3 well-performed Ashvamedha Yagyas by Maharaj Yudhishthira. And Lord Krishna is getting ready to actually leave and return to Dwarka. And as soon as he is seated on the chariot to start for Dwarka, what does he see? He sees Uttara, the wife of Abhimanyu, running towards him in great fear. And she begins by offering these 2 prayers. Yes, so we are hearing the first of these 2 prayers by Uttara. Text number 9. Uttaro vacha pahi maha yogin deva jagat pate nanyam tvad abhayam pasye yatra mrityuhu parasparam. Uttaro vacha pahi mahayogin deva jagatpate nanyam tvad abhayam pasye yatra mrityu parasparam. Uttaro vacha pahi mahayogin deva jagatpate nanyam tvad abhayam pasye. Yatra mrityu parasparam.
Yatra mrityu parasparam.
Uttaro vacha.
Uttaro vacha.
Pahi pahi mahayogin.
Pahi pahi mahayogin.
Deva deva jagatpate.
Deva deva jagatpate.
Nanyam tvad abhayam pasye.
Nanyang tvad abhayang pasye.
Yatra mrityu parasparam.
Yatra mrityu parasparam. Uttaro vacha.
Uttaro vacha.
Pahi pahi mahayogin.
Pahi pahi mahayogin.
Deva deva jagatpate.
Deva deva jagatpate.
Nanyang tvad abhayang pasye.
Nanyam tvad abhayam pasye.
Yatra mrityu parasparam.
Yatra mrityu parasparam. Uttara uvacha.
Uttara uvacha.
Uttara said.
Uttara said.
Pahi pahi pahi.
Pahi pahi.
Protect, protect.
Protect, protect.
Mahayogin.
Mahayogin.
The greatest mystic.
The greatest mystic.
Deva deva.
Deva deva.
The worshipable of the worshipped.
The worshipable of the worshipped.
Jagatpate.
Jagatpate.
O Lord of the universe.
O Lord of universe.
Na. Not. Anyam.
Anyam.
Anyone. Anyone else. Tvat. Then you. Abhayam. Fearlessness. Pasye. Do I see. Yatra. Where there is. Mrityuhu. Death. Parasparam. In the world of duality. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki.
Jai.
Uttara said, O Lord of Lords, Lord of the universe, you are the greatest of mystics. Please protect me, for there is no one else who can save me from the clutches of death in this world of duality. Kindly repeat after me. Uttara said, O Lord of Lords,
O Lord of Lords,
Lord of the universe,
Lord of the universe,
you are the greatest of mystics.
You
are the
the
greatest.
greatest of mystics.
Please protect me,
Please protect me,
for there is no one else
for there is no one else
who can save me
who can save me
from the clutches of death
from the clutches of death
in this world of duality.
in this world of duality.
Report. This material world is the world of duality, in contrast with the oneness of the absolute realm. The world of duality is composed of matter and the spirit, whereas the absolute world is complete spirit without any tinge of the material qualities. In the dual world, everyone is falsely trying to become the master of the world, whereas in the absolute world, the Lord is the absolute Lord, and all others are His absolute servitors. In the world of duality, everyone is envious of all others, and death is inevitable due to the dual existence of matter and the spirit. The Lord is the only shelter of fearlessness for the surrendered soul. One cannot save himself from the cruel hands of death in the material world without having surrendered himself at the lotus feet of the Lord. Translation again. Uttara said, O Lord of Lords, Lord of the universe, You are the greatest of mystics. Please protect me, for there is no one else who can save me from the clutches of death. So it's a nice beginning that Lord of the universe, Lord Jagannath, the word Jagannath means Lord of the universe. So Uttara, as we know, is in great danger because she's carrying Parikshit Maharaj, who is the last heir, we could say, the last person of the Kuru dynasty, and Ashwatthama has thrown his Brahmastra directed at actually killing this last child. And therefore, Prabhupada nicely explains how, uses a very nice expression here, how the Lord resides in the absolute world, where there is no duality, and all persons, all jivas in that absolute realm or absolute world are his absolute servitors. So what is the meaning of absolute servitors? It means they are fully, completely surrendered in serving the Lord, and naturally this is the mood and mentality that a devotee is meant to develop. And the more one develops this understanding, this mood, this mentality, so as mentioned in the verse, abhayam, one actually develops the quality of fearlessness. So Uttara is naturally taking the shelter of the Lord, offering him these prayers. She's actually explaining these two verses, actually 9 and 10, they go together, and I think we can read also number 10 to get a complete picture of what is actually taking place. So text number 10. Abhidravati mam isha
Abhidravati mam isha
charas tapta yaso vibho
Sharastapta yaso vibho
kamam dahatu mam nata
Kamang dahatu mang natha
mame garbo nipatyatam.
Mame garbho nipatyatam.
Translation: O my Lord, you are all-powerful. A fiery iron arrow is coming towards me fast. My Lord, let it burn me personally if you so desire, but please do not let it burn and abort my embryo. Please do me this favor, my Lord. So in the purport, Srila Prabhupada explains, this incident took place after the death of Abhimanyu, the husband of Uttara. Abhimanyu's widow, Uttara, should have followed the path of her husband, but because she was pregnant and Maharaj Parikshit, a great devotee of the Lord, was lying in embryo, she was responsible for his protection. The mother of a child has a great responsibility in giving all protection to the child, and therefore Uttara was not ashamed to express this frankly before Lord Krishna. Uttara was the daughter of a great king, the wife of a great hero, and student of a great devotee. And later she was the mother of a good king also. She was fortunate in all respects. Yes. So a fiery iron arrow. So that is also coming from Ashwatthama. Uh, and well, the rest of this chapter actually will be highlighting how the Lord will be, in a very unique and special way, be protecting the child within the womb, who we know later becomes the person who inherits the kingdom. So this is taking place at the end of the Battle of Kurukshetra. That means that how many more years did Krishna perform his pastimes after the Battle of Kurukshetra?
36.
Yeah, actually, we come to know that Krishna was 95 years old. Doesn't look like 95. At the time of the Battle of Kurukshetra, and and the Lord continued to perform his pastimes for another 30 years. Because we know from Shastra how the Lord winds up his pastimes after 125 years. So that means that when the Lord actually did end his earthly pastimes, then the Pandavas, headed by Yudhishthira Maharaj, left. That means they were ruling. That means they ruled for 30 years. And before leaving the responsibility, Yudhishthira Maharaj anointed through the Brahmanas Parikshit Maharaj. So that means that Parikshit Maharaj was approximately 30 years of age when he became the king, isn't it? Yeah. And then after some time, that is described in the first canto, that's when he was touring his kingdom. That's when he came across this one sadhu, and that's when he was cursed by the son of a brahmana. Yeah, that is a little bit the storyline which is there. So the message being delivered here in this particular pastime is that this world of duality, why it is a world of duality, because there is an incompatible situation of matter and spirit. This material body is a temporary manifestation, and the living entity, the spirit soul, is we could say, encaged within this material body, and this material body is destined to perish. So this is the duality which is existing, and the living entity, when he identifies with this material world, with this material body, he is conditioned by the modes of material nature, which are the cause of his bondage, um, where the misguided living entity performs so many activities which are actually sinful, and continue to bind that living entity in the material world. Whereas the jiva, the living entity, will only be able to find solace when he becomes freed actually from this duality that is there in the material world. When one becomes freed from the modes of material nature, and that is only possible when one takes, as nicely mentioned here, absolute shelter at the lotus feet of the Lord, which is what Uttara um, is doing. And in this way, one becomes an absolute servitor of the Lord. So that is the position of the Nitya Muktas, those who are eternally liberated. They are constantly engaged in serving the Lord, and constantly, therefore, also under the shelter of the Lord. So, any comment? Today, actually, being Gundicha Martana, maybe we can just inform, especially devotees who might be in Mayapur. They're organizing a special event in connection with keeping Mayapur neat and clean. So they are attempting to bring together 1,108 devotees who will be given each a nice, we call, a bag to pick up different garbage. So not only here in Mayapur, throughout, from Hulagat, where the Jalangi and the Ganges meet, throughout, I think, different places here in Sridham, Mayapur. And even beyond that, there's some devotees in some villages who will also be participating. So if anyone is interested, they can contact those devotees involved they do this actually on a regular basis. There's a team, very enthusiastic team of devotees who, for the last few years actually, have been very nicely doing this important service of keeping the Dham, Mayapur Dham, Sridham Mayapur clean, because so many visitors come here, and because of polluted consciousness, people tend to throw things here and there. Even we see that among our own devotees. And of course, this day of Gundicha Marjana, as nicely demonstrated by Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu himself, which is very elaborately explained in the pages of the Chaitanya Charitamrita, that Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu himself, he folded his dhoti, and along with his associates, they started to clean. And then it mentions how at one time they got so many, containers of water, hundreds and thousands of containers of Ganges water. Actually, not Ganges water, I guess it was from the ocean, because Ganga is not in Jagannath Puri. This pastime took place in Jagannath Puri. And it mentions how after many hours of cleaning, then they open the doors, and all of this, so much, like we saw a little while ago, so much of like brown and blackish dirty water came out. And then the Leela doesn't end there. It actually, another Leela begins where Lord Chaitanya, there was competition actually, who would be gathering the most amount of dirt and whatnot. So after that competition, then the Lord himself began to clean a second time, and they got so much more dirt out as well. So this is symbolic, significant. It means that in Krishna consciousness, we should be conscious of the need and importance of ongoing cleansing of the heart by various activities of devotional service, all of the activities of devotional service that we perform, especially the chanting of the holy name, are meant to help purify our consciousness. And in this way, with a purified consciousness, purified heart, then the Lord can be very nicely, comfortably sitting within our hearts, and in this way we can serve the Lord and please the Lord. Yes?
And on Gundicha Marjana Day, that we can spread the message to viewers and listeners.
Yes.
So, like to minimize using of that, especially plastic.
That famous word, plastic.
Yeah.
Yes.
Many technique that one can apply, like minimize to use the use of plastic, or one may use what is already there, like to collect the rubbish. They may use that plastic which is already scattered, or not again to buy a new one.
Okay, not buy some new plastic to collect old plastic,
Yeah.
but to use some of the plastic that may already be there. Yes.
And also, I have seen that many happen if they brought something by plastic, even still very good, after the thing that brought by this plastic bag,
Right.
as soon as, let's say, a fruit or vegetable or whatever, they unload, and this plastic, they think it is already
Useless.
and
Yes.
they just throw it,
They
even
throw it
though
away.
it is extremely very good.
Yes.
Still very clean.
Yes. Yes, of course, one nice practice, one very good habit, which it just requires some practice. Uh, when we go shopping, we we take our own cloth
Cloth
bag,
yeah, that is the best.
isn't it?
Yeah,
And then most of what is sold on the market
yeah,
is sold in plastic,
yeah.
yeah, to carry it away. But if you have your own bag,
Mm.
then you don't bring plastic at
Yes.
home, isn't it?
Mhm.
Or if you buy certain things that are in plastic, you just open that bag, transfer
Yeah.
in your, yeah,
Yesterday actually seen a short video which is explain people of the world every day in their food most of them is contain micro
yes,
plastic,
yes.
and Indonesian people is the worst
Is it, huh?
in the world.
Wow.
I think every day in their food it is contain at least 5 or 15
It's all molecule of
particle of microplastic.
microplastic.
Mhm.
Yeah, that over the years has become a major problem, which is having all kinds of repercussions. Um, it has been scientifically established that practically all of us are carrying plastic within us
Yeah.
because of the so many factors that are there. Um, just like in the ocean, um, because we have been polluting, and the earth as well. So plastic is not so easily,
Melt
yeah,
or
dissolved.
delivered. Yeah.
Correct, and therefore we are carrying these small molecules of plastic, and it's of course the even a small quantity of this plastic in the body is unhealthy. What to speak of higher amounts, higher levels of plastic. Yes, many years, well, quite some years back actually, the GBC had passed some resolutions not to use plastic in our, for example, Sunday feasts and plates and like that. Uh, so it's a question of developing that proper consciousness. And this one devotee here in Mayapur who had written to me a few days back regarding this event that is taking place today was making a very nice point how this is cleaning this whole pastime of Gundicha Marjana, and this whole pastime we sing every day actually for in Mangalarti, um, Mandira Marjana, cleaning the temple, is directly connected with one of the four principles, one of the four pillars, cleanliness.
Yeah.
Satyam Dayatapa Saucham. Saucham is one of the four pillars of Dharma, and therefore it's important, especially for devotees. We are meant to live and to show by example. That's why in the early days, actually, in temples, those who were new bhaktas, especially, were given the service of just like keeping the temple clean.
Yeah.
So, cleaning the walls, cleaning the doors. So, I remember in the early days, whenever we would visit, because there were devotees doing that on a daily basis. It's like temples were like spotless,
Yeah.
immaculate. So this is the type of Prabhupada expected also that on the altar, that is the one of the foremost qualities that is meant to be developed actually by Brahmana, those who are directly serving on the altar, directly serving the Lord. They're meant to be very high their level of Sogyam or cleanliness. Yeah, good point. Because we are neglecting this, therefore we are contaminating not only our consciousness but also our soil and our very body by allowing this uncontrolled use of plastics everywhere practically. So on some small scale we should have a small Gundija Marjana Jagdya in our courtyard today as well. Jai Grantaraj Srimad Bhagavatam ki Jai Srila Prabhupada ki Jai Nitai Gauda Pivanande.